Good morning, y'all, or afternoon, depending on when you watch this. I am Soul Coach Michele, your friendly neighborhood super woo soul coach and manifesting maven. And the jingling you're hearing, if you do hear it, is my office dog Buddy, the puppy of light. So, welcome to this Monday's weekly Oracle card pull, channeled answers, yada, yada. So, good morning. Hey, Tori. Good morning, girlfriend. This eclipse season, holy MFer, y'all. Holy MFer. I can't even tell you. All I can tell you is this. I'm in it with you. There's stuff going on that I am not at liberty to share as far as personal things, but um, I will say this. If you're in the cave, if you are in the muckety muck and releasing at warp speed, y'all, you are not alone. I know it's like crazy, but I want to give you some tips here because I want us to start really because we're moving towards the end of this eclipse cycle. So understand there's going to be a lot more releasing. It might ease up as we head towards new moon, because that's going to close it. But just keep being ease and grace. That's all I kept hearing because I kept saying to spirit, I kept saying, because prayer is asking, meditation is listening. And I kept saying during my prayer meditation sessions, how do I freaking do this? How do I do this? And they kept saying ease and grace. And I jokingly had this conversation earlier today with a friend. And I said, I wish there was a manual on ease and grace because what the ever love and fuck, I swear to God, I can't understand sometimes because when we are in the midst, a lot of times we want to fix. And I am a Virgo. We are about processing, like our high energy processing, integration, all that lovely stuff. The low is like, oh my God, can I just fix this? So I'm striving to stay in that neutral space, which by the way, neutral is totally okay. You can be neutral. You don't have to be high vibrational all the time. You don't have to be low vibrational all the time. Neutral is an excellent place to be because you're just kind of coasting. And sometimes we need that. Sometimes we just need to coast. And that might be where you're at right now. The other thing that I'm going to encourage you to do is really think about this. Take a moment to journal, maybe later today or between now and new moon. Couple things. One, think about this year. In fact, hell, think about since January of 2020, because it's been, I clump this all together because even though it feels like it's been like a flippin' decade unto itself, it's the 2 years kind of like our Lego blocks that are stuck together. And think about who you were, where you were at the end of, say, 2019. And instead of like focusing on all the crazy emotional things that we as a collective went through, start thinking about what have I accomplished? And not just like, oh, I made more money, or oh, my business is still afloat, or oh, I started a business because I realized I didn't want to be in my focus more like if it's I started my business because I didn't want to be in my job anymore. So instead of focusing on the material stuff, sit down and ask yourself, what are 10 things that I can give myself credit for? Spiritual growth kind of things over the last, say, 2 years. If you want to just do this last year, that's great too. But I feel like since we're kind of like putting like a nice little on the end of all this business, and yeah, next year it's not going to be like rainbows and unicorns, but it is going to be a different energy. So I think because everyone has been so changed, like, and from the all the way to the deepest seat of your inner core out, sit down and give yourself some credit for sitting in your shit and honoring yourself, honoring your shadow, honoring that work that you're doing. Because like today, I'm going to show you, look, no eye makeup. You know why? Because I don't really feel good today. The meat suit is not happy. Meat suit's not happy, y'all, but that's okay. I'm going to just allow it and do the ease and grace thing that spirit keeps telling me to do. And I'm going to encourage you to do that same thing because I think when we are feeling this way, when we are releasing so much and grieving the releasing. It's a loss of sometimes stuff that we're like, this worked for me, but it doesn't work for you now. And there's still a grieving process. And there's grief because in eclipses, we have lots of transitions, people leaving, critters leaving, jobs leaving, values or processes that we counted on leaving. And we can look at this like, oh shit, now what? Where'd all my balloons go? How am I going to float around? Versus, oh, I have a blank canvas here. I can manifest anything I want, like really stepping into that power of what do I want? But I think your first step to get into that space is to look at all the stuff that's going on, all the releasing you have done, not just this eclipse season, but all the way through, and say to yourself, where can I show myself some love and give myself credit for processing through all of these things, through the releasing? Where can I say, good job, you? Good job learning that lesson so we don't have to go through that shit again, right? So that's what I think we should do this week. That's the focus, that's the download. I did not do dictation before I came with Spirit. This is just coming. And so it just seems to me that if we're going to try and really honor this part of our journey, it's time to say, okay, hello, shadow. I'm going to honor the work that I've done here in the cave. It still may not feel great, and you might still be kind of cleaning up and, mucking out your stalls and everything, but just allow that to happen and give yourself a pat on the back and a big hug. Maybe go get some reflexology, whatever your self-care that you like to treat yourself to. Go do that to say, I honor and congratulate myself for coming, sliding into the end of 2021, a changed, not just changed, but transformed spiritual being having a human experience. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to say, okay, let's pull some cards, yo. We're going to use some gentle ones. Ease and grace and gentleness today. So if y'all love this deck, I'll put a link in the thing. If you don't already have it, it's super gentle. So when you're having a day, do not pull out your Nordic God cards because they will throw down some shit for you. Do not pull out your Hero's Journey or your Archangel Metatron cards. Pull out your animals, because they will love on you and give you some messages, but in a much more gentle way than your Nordic gods, or pull out angels. Angels and animals are my two favorite when we're having a rough time. So yeah, Hero's Journey is like not, we want to be mindful also of all the stuff. Whoa, comments all over the place. Sorry guys, I was just like yammering away, and all of a sudden a bunch of comments came in. So let's see. Tori says, been coasting. Good, you've been coasting. Looking forward to momentum again. Momentum will come. It's just we just gotta finish out the And remember, we'll talk more about Venus in retrograde later because that's next month. But still gonna be like, yes, we're gonna plan. Not so much crazy forward momentum until probably next year. But that's okay. We got the holidays. We're gonna be busy anyways. Whether you're self-caring or, inviting people over, whatever your jam is, just kind of just go. Let's see. And Katie, hey girl, made it. Yay, hi. And I love this tech too. I do. It's so gentle, like especially this one. I have two animal decks. I have this one and one from another guy. And I think Darren stole it. It's great to have a man that's like totally into his like stuff. He doesn't do it in his work. He's like much more like muggle oriented, but he does have a lot of woo folks working with him that I'm friends with too. But he comes home, and sometimes when he's having a rough time, he'll pull out his card. But he pulls like Nordic God cards, which I'm like, dude, you go with your Norwegian heritage. You do you. But I'm gonna be gentle with our animals. So let's see. What do we want to ask? So in this last, I think it's our last week because when we're the 29th. So yeah, our new moon comes what, Sunday? I don't even know. Sunday, guys, where are we? 4th, Saturday. Okay, so new moon is on Saturday. I don't know what sign it's in. I didn't do my research. Sorry, I really probably need a nap. But new moons, especially this one, as we move towards it, I'm going to encourage you, because normally we're like, oh, we're going to set goals and we're going to do all this stuff. And yeah, we can do that. I want you to think about that. But between now and say, talk to me, Spirit, Thursday, Friday, between now and Thursday, Friday, I want you to be more involved in giving yourself credit for processing the stuff that you have processed and honored and worked through and released the ick and the pain, but kept the wisdom. Like, that's what I would love for you to focus on between now and say Thursday, Friday, because when you do that, setting your goals in that new moon space will be so much more clear, because you'll really have an idea of, instead of trying to sit here and be like, okay, I'm a business owner, and so next year in Q1 I'm going to do this, and Q2 I'm going to do that, because I think a lot of us do that, and that's a very, to me, that's an old way of doing things. I like to be organized. I have to-do lists up the yin yang because I don't want to forget stuff. But I feel like we can sit there and do that, but we really got to clean up the rest of the stuff. So that's what I think we're going to focus on. So let's ask universe, what medicine do we need to support us as we do that? Because I think a lot of times we have a hard time giving ourselves credit, because we think first, oh, I made more money, or I created a thing, or, and very externally. So I want you to think about, from your heart, changing who you are. Okay. Blah, blah. Tori says, this so makes sense. I've been having a bitch of a time trying to set my goals, tangible goals. Yeah, because we have to sit down and figure out what's going on. Plus, I totally forgot to share this. So today is what? Monday. So today and tomorrow, last chances for you to get your 2022 readings and your manifesting bundle. That all comes as one package. I think I have 3 or 4 more spots left. Katie's already in. And with that comes my January manifesting workshop, which will be all about reconnecting to your soul in its new space. And what are my core values now? Because they shift. Okay. And because when we have that anchor of who we really are and what do I believe, and not about like, where do I stand on political issues? None of that shit. It's, who am I? What do I value? And I think that's a huge question right now, is how do I value myself? What do I value in the world? How do I see my value in connection with the world? All of that stuff. That's going to be in January. So you get a free ticket with that if you do your 2022, which the links should be below. At least I think they're below. Let me look really quick. I don't even know. Let's see. I could be wrong. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, it's below. And then second, gift certificates. If you love your readings with me, and you want to give a gift to your friend or a loved one, of a session, when you get the hour-long session for your friend or a loved one, you get a $10 off your next session coupon. They cannot be used together if you buy it for yourself, but at least you get a treat either way. And then lastly, if you don't choose that big giant package at the beginning with the reading and all the thingies and the free golden ticket, you can still attend the goal setting, or rather value check-in, the manifesting, because that's like step 1 in my next new thing, which I'll talk more about later. But for right now, it is on special with the, I guess it's Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday, Black, whatever, Treat Yourself Sunday, whatever the things are, right now. So it is a early bird special of, I think it's like $64. It's going to be like $77 when I open it up beyond that. But that is going to be January 8th. So astrologically, great day to do it on a Saturday in the, well, for me, it's in the morning. I guess for Tori, you're on the West Coast, so it would be really in the morning. But you get up early with the ducks or the chickens or the whoever you hang out with in the garden. And we're just going to talk goals and values and all that kind of stuff so that you can set up your goals and be really clear, because you're clear on your solar plexus value self. What's my power? And then how do we speak that into being? That's the workshop we're going to do. So anyways, all that's below. Ducks, kids, dogs. Yeah. Thank you, Tori. You got the barnyard over there. Oh, is it, am I saying this right? Because I hate when I mispronounce people's names. Is it Jadzia? Is that right? And I apologize if I didn't say that right, because I try to be really good because I'm really particular about my name, Michele, with one L. So I try to make sure I say or spell other folks' names correctly. So I hope I said that correctly. Welcome. Hello. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. So what is the medicine? So we were talking about releasing and honoring ourselves and our journey and processing and giving yourself credit for the spiritual journey and the spiritual accomplishments that you have so far accomplished on your path, because we don't talk about that a lot. We just talk about the journey and this and all of the things we hold on to. Instead, why don't we honor like the gifts our ancestors gave us, the gifts that we've given ourselves through our processing and releasing of things and the wisdom that we kept. Make a list of that stuff, maybe journal about each one. So let's talk to spirit and say, okay, what's the medicine that will support us in doing this? Because it's not an easy thing. It ain't already like, rainbows and Skittles and unicorns and all that shit. It's challenging work, but it's worth it. We'll rip that Band-Aid off together, especially since it's an eclipse. So let's see. What's the medicine we need for this week, yo? This one? Okay. Again with the upside down cards. Eclipses and retrogrades, blah, blah, blah. This one first. Okay. And we have B again. Ooh, and whale. Yay. It's all the same message. It's so funny. Again, I swear, you can't make this stuff up. If you go back and watch this month's thingies that we do here, readings, with the card pulls, it's almost like the same flipping cards. But again, this message, what's the medicine that we need so that we can give ourselves credit for the journey this week, so we can sit in this and really figure out where have we been, how far have we come, and where do I want to go? That's this week before you get to Saturday. So Thursday, Friday, those are your kind of 3 questions. And what's the medicine that will support you in doing those journal prompts, vision boardy things? You might even do a gratitude board where you sit down. And I know this is kind of like not, as a manifesting coach, this is one of the things I love to tell people, because nobody talks about a gratitude board. Gratitude board is where you sit down, and it doesn't matter if it's a car you manifested or $1 million that you manifested, or you might even say, well, I conquered, I integrated the wisdom from this trauma from my childhood. That can go on your gratitude board. Figure out what that looks like. It might be a picture. It might be a saying. It might make that your gratitude board. That's the kind of stuff I want you to really focus on this week. And how are we going to do that? Remember, hummingbird. How many times we got hummingbird this month? Right side up, she looks like this. Isn't she gorgeous? Be here now. Again, I'm going to sing it. I'm going to go ahead and sing it. Be here now. Be here now. Go check out the beautiful chorus song, Be Here Now, and just listen to it with your earbuds in. It's like 3 or 4 minutes. I don't even know, but it's all about being present in the moment. And it is so beautiful. And that's the song I hear every time I see this card. And again, upside down does not mean, oh my God, it's the end of the world. It means I didn't know that. I'm ignoring that because I know it and I don't wanna. Or, oh yeah, I remember I'm supposed to do that. Again, and I love you guys so much. I really do. Spirit loves you so much. But the fact is that we all seem to forget being in the present, especially when the shiz is getting real, is hard. So every day this week, I'm going to give you step 2. First step is do your journaling stuff on that stuff we talked about all for the last 20 minutes. Step 2, give yourself quiet moments. I don't care if it's in the morning, at lunchtime, at night before you go to bed. Maybe you're so busy, you do it in the bathroom stall. Take 5-10 minutes. Be present with yourself. Ask yourself, how am I feeling today? What thoughts are coming up for me? What energy am I bringing to my day today? Okay. What energy do I want to bring? How do I want to show up today? How do I want to choose to be today? Okay. The only way you can do that is to be in the present moment. So be here now. Meditation, if that's your jam. If you want to do a creative practice, do that. But be here now. This week, every single day, at least 10 minutes. If you want to do more, awesome. If you can just do 10, awesome. Just do it, okay? Now, how are we going to support this Be Here Now thing? Here comes little honeybee. Zzz, honeybee. Sweetness coming. Remember, this is again an upside down card, meaning I didn't know that. I know it, but I don't wanna, or I forgot that I knew that. I think this is all about we're trying to control outcomes through this process, which I think, if nothing else, this eclipse season being so effing intense is teaching us, whether you are listening or not. I'm assuming those of you watching are listening, otherwise, you wouldn't be here. But the fact is that if you can let go and surrender, and this is so funny because I was given advice in a group this week, like left and right, and it was the same answer. You gotta look at honestly, what is my vibration? Because you could sit here and talk, I want a successful business, I want to raise for my job, I want a boss who's awesome, I need a new car, I want a new house, all day long. Do your affirmations coming out of your mouth. The universe doesn't speak English. The universe speaks vibration. So if you're saying, I'm going to be financially free, but then you keep buying Starbucks on your credit card, you got to be aligned. And you have to have, the fact is that when you do that, when you get in alignment and you stop trying to control outcomes, because here's the other thing, if you're saying, I am financially free, you're running up your credit card bill at the same time because your energy is where your action comes from. And the fact is that, we are not believing we deserve the outcome, or we're trying to control everything. If you can surrender fully, put that credit card in the freezer. Like what my mom used to do was she'd tell me, take your credit card, put it in a Ziploc bag, you fill it with water, put it in the freezer. If you really want something, it's going to take a good 30 minutes to an hour for that sucker to defrost. So you'll know, you'll have an hour to contemplate. Do I really want that thing? Is it really worth me giving up my goal of financial freedom if I wait for it to melt? It's worked. I mean, but that's kind of what you need to do. Okay. So again, if you are going to be present in the moment and be honest with self and say, this is where I'm going to go. I need to give myself credit for accomplishments and know that when I do that, I don't have to GSD, get shit done all the time. I can sit and honor myself. And it is okay. You have full permission. I'm going to give you permission slip right now. Go ahead and honor the fuck out of yourself, because it has been a long, hard road we have hoed. We have done the Hard Knock Life song for 2 years, and we are now going to give credit. And the fact is that when you do that, you will remember the sweetness that awaits, because you'll realize, oh, I've given myself sweetness this whole time. When I get present and I start reflecting on my journey, I realize there's sweetness all the time, which also means that if I continue in this manner, allow myself to honor myself, I can then reflect on things that will bring me more of the goodness and the sweetness that I know is awaiting me. And your last card is Whale. Aren't they beautiful? And it's so funny. What just popped into my head, y'all, such a nerd, is that, and it was like the most un-Star Trek episode ever, or movie rather, was the one where they come back in time and save the whales. It was also my least favorite one, to be honest. But it was beautiful because they were talking about saving the whales. Anyway, trust in the great mystery is whale spirit. Because when you think about whales and dolphins, for that matter, even though they have different energies, they're both seagoing mammals. So even though we're under the water right now, we still can breathe. We still have that space. You may feel like, I'm afraid to open my mouth, but it's okay. I can breathe. So understand, as you move through this week, it's okay to honor yourself. It's okay to honor your journey. In fact, it's not just okay, it's necessary. You have to sit there and kind of do an ROI and, return on investment. I invested all this time, this energy, and probably some money on therapy or coaching or readings with me or coaching with me or, on somebody else or any of this stuff, to help you navigate on a spiritual level this crazy time we chose to be here. And that's nothing. We chose to be here. So I mean, let's do this. But the fact is that we've chosen this, and it's time. Time to honor us. Time to honor you. Time to honor and be whoops, wrong card. I feel like I'm doing the weather. If you've ever worked with a green screen and everything is backwards. So anyway, hummingbird, be here now. Be here now. Meaning, be present for yourself. Be present for what you're going through. Don't turn on another episode of Downton Abbey or Outlander. I know, Tori. Outlander's always good. But don't do it if you're going to try and forget what's going on with you. Process it. Use it more as a treat at the end when you make your list and you're like, damn, I did some good work here. I got some wisdom on my side to go into next year with. Be with yourself. And then you have B. Because you bead, you get the B. And the B's there to remind you of all the honey and sweetness that you have already created for yourself as a proof that your process of manifesting from the inside out instead of the outside in works. And you are fully capable and fully equipped. That the honey is coming. It has already been through. Abundance is a flow. And we talk and give lip service to this flow of abundance, but you got to be in the flow for it to work. So it's got to flow in, and you recognize it. That's why when we talk about gratitude, it's not like, oh, how do I be grateful for shit that's not here yet? Be grateful for the stuff you've already had. Small, large, it does not matter. If you can be in that flow of saying, I am so grateful, you open up for more gratitude to happen. Meaning, I am grateful. Therefore, if I'm in a state of grace and gratitude, it opens up the door for the flow of more good stuff. So if we can be in a state of gratitude about this crazy ass journey, I'm still getting there. I'm still working on it myself. It'll open up for more positive outcomes for you. And then lastly, trust in the mystery. Trust in the mystery of the fact that you have a fish or something that looks like a fish hanging out in the water, or it's a air-breathing mammal hanging out in the water. Looks like a fish, but he's a mammal. Or she's a mammal. And the thing is that even though we might be surrounded by an environment that doesn't feel like we should be able to thrive right now, we still can. That's the mystery. You still can, because you can choose. That's the thing about manifesting. It's not about trying to control outcomes or trying to attract $300 in 2 days. It is about looking at your situation, which you cannot control. A lot of times our situations are created by the collective, which sometimes, we have a say in it and sometimes we don't. It's like voting. And the bottom line, though, is no matter what the collective chooses about what situation we all are in, whether it be a weather event or a world event or something, or like neighborhood, whatever, you have the choice. That's what this is. I get to choose to breathe the air on the surface or breathe the air in the situation I'm in. I can choose to be like, this whale could choose to be really upset that he's like, God, I'm so different from the other ones down here. They all don't have to go up to the top to get air. Man, that's a bitch. Or you could just be like, look how special I am. Look how special. I get to live in the sea and I can live on the surface too. And I can thrive in both. So understand it's your choice how you see this shift, because the whale can transition from sea and air. And so can you. Emotion and thought go back and forth between, and you choose what energy do I want to bring to this day? What energy do I want to bring to my interactions? What energy do I choose the ease of transition between two worlds that I exist in, spiritual and human? What do I want to do today, this week? And doing that wonderful mystery of spiritual humanity, participating in that creates the world you want to see. Okay? That's it for this week. Remember, 2 more days, today and tomorrow. You can book your 2022 reading package, which includes the hour reading, the replay audio, the PDF, the Manifesting Maven eGift basket, which is loaded with manifesting tools, and a golden ticket to the January 8th Manifest Your Dreams 2.0 launch and manifesting workshop about values and setting goals from a grounded, anchored place. And then, or you can do your gift card. No delays with gift cards, yo. And you get a present from me too of $10 on your reading if you get a gift card. And then lastly, if you don't need any of that stuff, you just want to come and hang out on the 8th of January, come on over and get the early bird discount for my, well, goodness gracious, for my January 8th workshop. So those are my things. The early bird special expires tomorrow night. So if that's what you want versus getting a full reading with all the things, whatever you are called to do or can do is totally cool. You just want to say, hi, Michelle, I love you. That's cool too. But anyways, I wanted to leave you with all of that. Thank you so much for joining me live today. Those of you who are commenting to the, I guess that would be to the right on my screen or your screen. And if you are joining the replay, go ahead and comment below. And make sure if you love this, you want to know when I go live, because I'm not going to be posting events on Facebook about this anymore, because that's kind of a pain in the neck. So I just don't want to do it. I'm just going to go live here. I might be going live on Facebook. I have no idea. I did all the Black Friday deals for like different video crap for YouTube. So we'll see what happens there. But anyways, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up so YouTube tells other people to come and hang out, because it's more the merrier. And let's do this journey together. And as always, pulling cards is not about fortune telling. Pulling cards is about self-development, self-love, and transformation. So remember that. And I love y'all so much. And I will see you next week. And that's it. Thanks for joining me. Bye, y'all. Ooh, okay. There's the end broadcast. Bye.